Hey everybody, welcome to day 3 of our CEO challenge, and today's topic is going to be talking about how to construct a power hour. And in the comments of this post I will put some different scripts and some of the ideas that are mentioned in this video. So when we're talking about doing a power hour, it is the best way to grow our business. And if you're someone who has just had people coming to you and you haven't been inviting them, that's great. But as someone who has been through it, I'm here to tell you that that effect will wear off. So we do want to be continuing on with our power hour and our power of threes to move our business forward and help more people. So when talking about a power hour, it is an hour set aside devoted to build and grow your business. And a lot of the ways that people do that is with something called a power of 3. And so I'm going to talk about that first, and then I'm going to share what I do. The power of 3 is just that. Depending on what your goals are, you could make it a power of 5, a power of 10. But the first step in a power of 3 is adding 3 people to your network, which is probably Facebook. Now, these are not 3 other Beachbody coaches or 3 people who are not in your niche. This is 3 people that are in your niche market. 3 people that would possibly join you. So if you are a busy mom, most likely that is going to be other busy working moms. If you're a teacher, that's probably going to be other teachers or people with similar lifestyles as you. When I started coaching, what I did is I created a list of all the people in my life that I knew and crossed paths with. And that gave me kind of a reference to get started. So this isn't just going on Facebook and randomly friending 3 people. It's doing so with the intention in mind of finding people who fit into your market. So using like a memory jogger, thinking about, okay, what people do I work with? What people do I go to church with? Are there any of my kids' friends, parents? Is there anyone from my husband's work? Going through all of your different circles and creating a list of people to add to your network. Once it feels like you've kind of run out of Facebook friends, you want to be joining other groups on Facebook, groups you have common interests with. For example, I'm a part of a lot of teaching groups like 5th grade fanatics, Keep Calm, 5th grade rocks. If you're someone who has a certain breed of dog, there are groups out there for that. If you're stay-at-home moms, there's groups out there for that. I am a part of a Lutheran moms group. I'm a part of several different moms of boy groups. And so your job in those groups is to watch for conversations where you can start forming a relationship with people, and so then you can go on and later friend them, and it won't be weird because you've already been messaging. For example, there's a gal who lives in Chicago who's another 5th grade teacher, and we were talking about how much education has changed, and we went back and forth. And then I was able to tell her that I was leaving my job and it's because of my other job. And from that, we've developed a Facebook friendship, and she's joined a clean eating group. So that's how it works, by adding people from groups you're a part of. Another way that you can add friends on Facebook is to use the search option, and you could like search friends of friends who went to Minot State University, or friends of friends who work out. And some of the items that they have listed in their About Me or their profile, it might come up with a list of people who you are not friends with that maybe you should be. So that's adding 3 people to your network. The next part of the power of 3 is called forming or connecting with people. So these are people that are already part of your network that you need to start building a relationship with. And the way that you can do that is by messaging them first about things like F, family, O, occupation, and R, recreation. And so you do all of those things and strike up a conversation with them before you ever message them about Beachbody or a challenge group or inviting them to a group. So you just might notice they went on a trip, and so you might check in with them and see how their trip went. Maybe you notice you have same vacation planned and you want to talk to them about what things they enjoyed. Maybe you notice their kids are active in the same activities that your kids are active in. Maybe you see they have a reunion or a wedding coming up, and it's just messaging them about the things in their life to build that relationship and therefore build that trust. And so it's forming 3 people a day. I like to call these like the hey girl conversations. A lot of times I just send out a message letting people know that I'm thinking of them. Maybe something I noticed popped up on Facebook that made them cross my mind, and I'm thinking about them, and so I send them like a hey girl message, and I will include that message in the comments of this thread. So after you've formed your 3 people, that's when you go on to invite 3 people. Now there are ways to do cold invites, which is just sending out invites without forming people, but for me those don't always produce, but they can. So I like to invite 3 people after I've already formed them, and so it's always good to have something to invite people to. And I think it's easiest to invite people to a free group first, and it builds that relationship, or a low commitment group like our Shakeology group. So I'll often invite people to a free fitness group or a clean eating week. And now we have our Shakeology challenge to invite people to before I will invite them to a 21-day group, unless maybe they've already expressed interest. Now I will tell you I am getting better at inviting people to 21-day groups, especially if I see that they've expressed some sort of interest in making changes, maybe like on their Facebook page. And so in order for us to add people to our business and help more people, we need to be inviting, because if we don't ask people, the answer is always going to be no. And I think just like when inviting to the coaching opportunity, it's not our job to decide who this is right for. Some of my clients have come from a lot of the most unexpected places, and I've had people who have come to me that I was too afraid to reach out to. And so how many months did I deny them the opportunity for change? So go for no. Invite them to a free group often first, or the Shakeology group is a great in, and then you from there can invite them to a 21-day challenge group. I find that is a nice progression. It's also a good idea to invite them to free events. If you have a fit club, my team has run some live events like freezer meal workshops. Any way that you can add value to what you do as a coach and show people you really are there to help them is a great thing to invite them to. So it's inviting 3 people a day. The next part of the Power of 3 is follow-up. And like the graphic says, the fortune is in the follow-up. And when I say the fortune, I don't necessarily mean actual money, but helping more people is in the follow-up. So many times we send these invite messages and we don't hear back. And I know at first I took that very personally. I thought, gosh, it sure is rude that they didn't respond, or they must really think I'm out there brazen for inviting them to this 21-day group or this clean eating week. And really, the longer I've coached and the more I've invited, I realize it's not about me. How many times do we look at our phone on the way into Walmart and we miss a message and then it gets buried to the bottom? How many times are we looking at our phone and our kids need something? Someone threw up, someone has to go potty, you have to change a diaper. Your husband walks in the door, the phone rings. There's all of these things that distract us from messages that people have sent us. I know that I've personally done that. Maybe they have something that's going on in their life. So it's not about us, and most often it really isn't. It's about them. They forgot about it. We're all busy. Or maybe they have a reason they're not responding back to you. So it's always important to follow up with those people. So I like to send out a message saying, hey, the meal plan is being posted tonight. I really want to save you a spot in my clean eating week. Are you wanting in? Or should I reserve that spot for someone else? Same thing with the challenge group. Like today is the deadline in order to get your challenge pack in time for the group to start. I want you to have all the tools necessary to have a successful start of the challenge. Should I continue reserving your spot, or is it okay to give that spot to someone else? I want to include you in this VIP group. And so by making it about them, that is a good way to follow up. My Success Club partner also has a script that she sends, like, it kind of goes like something about like, hey, I don't want to be a pest, but I just wanted you to know this is the last day of the 21-day Fix Extreme challenge pack. I want to be able to save my clients as much money as possible. Were you still wanting into the next challenge group, or can I reserve that spot for someone else? Just showing them that you care and you're just not all about a sale, but you do want them to get in the group is a great way to follow up. You don't want these people to miss these opportunities that help change our life. So you want to follow up with 3 people a day. And when following up, you need to have a system. So when I first started coaching, I just had messages upon messages, and I would scroll through my message. Ooh, okay, sorry. Typically, I don't have my hair done or have makeup on, and I'm actually in real clothes. So I digress. I got distracted. So when you follow up, you need to have a system. And so a lot of coaches use a lot of different systems. I happen to use paper and pencil. I have a Power of 3 form that I believe is in our files of the group page. Let me find mine. And so mine is a chart that looks like this that I'm able to fill in with names every day. Some people follow up with like an index card system and I bought this with the intent of using it, and I realized it didn't work for me, but I can post a video of it in the comments. But it has like tabs with alphabetical where you could put the client's name, date, when you contacted them, what they were interested in, and file it away so that you can revisit them. I know that I think Val and Dina on this team are using Team Z. It is a paid program, but there's a 30-day trial that tells you, once you input your information, it tells you who you should be following up and connecting with and inviting with. I'm going to redo my 30-day trial and try that again because I think I need something more than just paper and pencil. So you want to be sure that you're following up with those people. You don't just invite them once and then forget about them. You need to follow up and see if maybe they're ready for your help now. The last thing we're going to touch on is inviting people to the coaching opportunity. Like I said in the call on Monday, we don't want to deny people the opportunity and the team that's helped change our lives. And so you want to be doing at least 3 invites to the coaching opportunity a week. And how do you do this? It's easiest to invite involved challengers who are already encouraging and going above and beyond and doing what a coach does in your groups. I also have started sending invites to people who I know just could benefit from what this has done for me. Maybe it's an overwhelmed mom who keeps giving up and doesn't know where to start, and you know the accountability of the team would help you. Maybe it's someone who you just think is really positive and uplifting, and their spirit would be a great addition to our team. Maybe it's someone who you know is feeling lost and overwhelmed and dissatisfied in their full-time job, and you know that this would be a way for them to have a career and do something they love. So this is the message I have been using lately, and I can also drop this in the comments, but it's just basically this. Hey, I was thinking about you today. You're such an inspiration, and I love your energy. I don't know if you would be interested, but I wanted to see if you might be willing to chat with me about joining my team. I would love to work with you because you have such a great personality, and I loved working with you, blah, blah, blah. You know, like personalize it to them. I think that being a coach would be such an amazing fit for you. let me know if we can set up a time to chat. If not, no worries. In the training I took, it says you always want to give them that out because then they don't feel trapped. But I sent out several of these and I only got a few no's. Other people are like, gosh, I can't believe that you thought of me for this. Some people have said they've thought about it. Some people said, no, but you're so inspirational. This was a way I invited some people to the Team Hope project. And so inviting people to those coaching opportunity events that we have is a great way to let them see what this team has to offer. And if you are really wanting to move your business forward and help even more people, you need to be inviting to the coaching opportunity. So that is the Power of 3. I don't actually do a Power of 3. I just construct my Power Hour on a timer. And so I will drop that in the comments below. But what I do is I set a timer for 5 minutes and I spend that 5 minutes just adding friends. When the timer goes off, I go on to 10 minutes of forming people. Those are those like, hey girl messages where you talk about their family, their occupation, and their recreation. Then I follow up with people for 10 minutes. I spend 5, sometimes 10 minutes inviting people to groups and events. 5 minutes inviting to coaching groups or the coaching opportunity. And then I do my social media posts different, but at that point you could spend 5 minutes making a social media post for the day, 5 minutes doing a shout out and recognizing, because we know that recognition is one of our vital behaviors, and then 5 minutes just on Facebook commenting and liking. And so that is the way that I construct my Power Hour. I turn off my notifications. I don't pay attention to anything else except just getting through my adding, my forming, my inviting, and my follow-ups. So I hope that you have learned something about constructing a Power Hour and using the Power of 3s, and you are able to start doing it today in your business if you're not, or becoming more consistent from here on out. Have a great day, guys.